Hello, Taurus. How are you? Happy birthday. Welcome to your May 2021 tarot reading. I'm using the Santa Marte Tarot to get our overall energy for the month, I should say. We will talk about a few things throughout this reading, and as we ask for the major energies for Taurus for the month of May. Now, Taurus, if you've already had your birthday, happy belated birthday. For those of you who have yet to have your birthday, well, happy birthday. So, what are we doing this month? Well, I had started something last month in April in which whatever sign had the most views for their monthly reading, that they would get extra readings. Now, Scorpio blew everybody out of the water. They had more than 150 views than their closest competitor. So if you want some extra bonus readings, Taurus, please feel free to not only watch the video, but interact with it, share it, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I post things, which I do post daily because I do daily readings. Do whatever to help your sign get extra readings. For Scorpio, I had decided to do bonus love reading, bonus finance reading. I haven't decided if the third extra reading will be shadow work that needs to be uncovered, things to be worked on or brought in, or if it's going to be an oracle reading. We'll see. There's still time to decide what that one's going to be. But using the major arcana here, to get the overall energy for you in your birthday sign. Now there's a couple of things to talk about while we are getting the cards. And the first is that we have Pluto go retrograde on April 27th. It's going to stay there until October 6th. So this is a great time to work on that rebirth, that coming out as a new person, whatever things that it was that you needed to start as a new karmic cycle. This is a great time for it. If you've been hoping for something new to come in, well, this is the best time to be calling that in. Now on May 11th, there is a new moon in your own sign, Taurus. So you may be feeling the effects of this a lot. Whenever a moon is in your sign, its effects are amplified. And all this is doing is it's going to be enhancing your need to be grounded, really focusing on your finances. Let's see if there's anything else that wants to come out while we talk about this. Really focusing on stability and growth as well. But the other few things to be mindful of is remaining calm, because let's face it, Taurus, you guys are full in a China shop sometimes, and emotions, you're not necessarily an overly emotional sign, but you can get pretty stubborn digging your heels on something if you feel that it's right. And even if you have been proven wrong, you're not the kind of sign that relents and just goes with the flow, or kind of moves on, or just kind of allows the other half to be right. You'll dig in your heels, be stubborn on something, whether you are right or wrong and have been proven wrong. Yeah, sorry, Taurus. Every sign's got a negative trait, and your stubborn streak is definitely that for you. So, try not to get too worked up there or overexcited, which for you, that's not a hugely difficult thing, but slow down. This new moon, this new beginning is a time to slow down. Now, new moons are all about manifesting. I'm going to say these cards don't have anything else. I've been sitting here shuffling for a while. So, yeah, and stay grounded. But you're usually a pretty grounded sign. So, just keep on keeping on being you. Just try not to be too stubborn. especially during this new moon month. That's when you want to call in new stuff towards you. So the first card, now these are all major arcanas only, and this is because this is the energy for the entire month. The first one is the Wheel of Fortune. Now the Wheel of Fortune being in the upright, this is the Santa Muerte deck, by the way. The Wheel of Fortune being in the upright talks about things starting to move in your favor. Now the Wheel of Fortune moves extremely slowly. Like this is painfully slow sometimes, but things are on a bit of an uptake or an uptick. This wheel, not in the downward motion, because the Wheel of Fortune, also known as the Wheel of Life, does move in a cycle. And when the card is upside down or in the reverse, that indicates a downswing. But the card is upright, so it means there's an upswing. There's an uptick happening here. And maybe things are just coming full circle for you. There's a reason why I say that one. But you may be noticing your luck is changing and changing for the better. And the reason why I say a cycle ending, I've got the World card. This is one of the last cards in the major arcana, and it talks about the end of a cycle, but it's a joyous end of a cycle. There is a reason to be happy. So whatever this energy is that you wanted to put behind you and move on from, you're doing it. Things are moving in your favor. Things are changing in your favor. Things are looking up. Things are starting to look good. They're working out in your favor this month. So let's see what the crows from the Crow Tarot have to say for you, Taurus, for a little bit more insight into what's happening for you in May. Now, a couple other interesting points here to be noted for the cosmos and astrology, numerology things. May is a 5-month. We have the 5th day, and 2021 is a 5 year. So we have 555. Whenever you have 555, that indicates great change. These crows do not want to stay on the table today. I'll be right back. Okay, 2 cards. Let's see what else the cards have for you. So there's if there's a few things that you want to change, there is the 555 to help catapult you into change. And then we've got the new moon almost right after. We've got the new moon 6 days after. So any new things that you want to be calling in, new cycles or things for this new cycle that you want to be calling in, now is the time to start. You don't have to wait for the new moon. You can start on 555. Or for those of you who are Star Wars fans, may the 5th be with you. Seriously, I wouldn't have a single clue what that was about if it wasn't for all of the wonderful internet memes. I've never seen that particular Star Wars, and I've only seen, I think it was the first one, and that was because my dad was watching it on TV when I was a kid. So, but in the cosmos, what else do we have? We have Saturn going retrograde on May 23rd. We have the sun moving into the sign of Gemini on May 20th. Okay, those are a boatload of cards. So the sun moves into Gemini on May 20th. We have full moon in Sagittarius on May 26th. Now this one is going to be a bit of a doozy because it is a super moon as well as a full lunar eclipse in the northern hemisphere. So eclipses what do they do? Well, they're usually an extremely emotional time and can really raise a lot of emotions or have a lot of emotions come to the surface. But this full moon wants us to focus on our space and freedom and how to bring that in with a lot of balance. It is a time of focusing on releasing limiting beliefs and being reminded. What else? It's needing to find middle ground, and instead of going to the extremes, and to be getting yourself informed. Now with Saturn, I am looking at notes here. I get off topic way too easily. There we go. I get off topic way too easily, especially when the cards are falling on the floor or they're flying out all over the place. But with the Saturn retrograde, it's a karmic rebalance that is coming in, and some people really have a hard time with this because it does talk about restrictions as well. We're feeling limited, restricted, and blocked. What is blocking us is going to be a very individual thing. Come on, just one more card. There we go, perfect. Double confirmation here, you've got the World card on the bottom of the deck. Remember when I said things are coming full circle? It's cycle ending, but it's a happy cycle ending? There you go. You've got the World card and the World card. All things go in a complete cycle. Your cycle is ending. There's movement forward with the Six of Swords, and this is movement from rough water into calmer water, particularly if you're having a rough time, I want to say mentally, because Swords talks about things that are going on in your mind. Now, to start off the reading, you do have another major arcana that came out, but one that is completely separate. You have the Knight of Cups. So this is potentially somebody coming towards you to offer you a cup of love. But at the same time, right underneath it, you've got the Nine of Swords. So there's a lot of anxiety, worry, sleeplessness about whether this is coming in or not. This could also mean the Knight of Cups. Could also mean that there is just some really loving energy coming in towards you to help get you unstuck from this stress and anxiety and all of this worry. Some of you may be Gemini cuspers coming up with this next card, and if so, I'm talking to you. We've got the Knight, or the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords, air sign. Gemini is an air sign and it follows you, Taurus. The Queen of Swords, very intelligent, very sharp, very sharp-witted. She is quite personable, but in like a sarcastic British humor type way. Now, the Queen of Swords, she is an actual queen who sits on her throne. She wears that title well. She is a bit of an authoritarian. She will execute you. If the King of Swords is not around, she will execute you, whether that is literally cutting you with her sword or cutting you with their sharp tongue and sharp words. I'm going to say that's more of a caution coming in, temper potentially flaring, and you may have to use your wits to get you out of the situation because you're at a crossroads. You've got the Two of Wands, and the Two of Wands talks about needing to make a decision, but you can't see which way to go. Well, using your intellect, you may have to look more at the logical choices here. This isn't one where you want to be daydreaming and be wishing and hoping your way through this. You're going to have to make a real world decision in real time with your actual intellect and go with the more logical answer. Now that other major arcana that came up, Temperance. There's balance in this card. There's a lot of balance here. As you can see, pouring from one cup into the other. This is also a bit of a reminder of give and take. You can't pour from your cup if it's empty, so you may have to accept the love from another to help you fill up your cup and recharge. Now, at the same time, this is also, like I said, give and take. If your cup is full and somebody that you love, their cup is empty, it's time to share. There's also a lot of patience required with this card, and Taurus, you have only so much patience. But remember that decision that you were really kind of waiting for, or that you were needing to make? Really weigh your options and look for what is going to bring in the most balance. Why? Because you are making that decision, and by the end of the month, you will be seeing what comes in. I did this for the reading that I did before you, so let's see if we can get a little bit of extra information to see what this actually is that you're needing to make a decision on. Or, yeah, let's do that one. Let's focus on what this decision is, because the Knight of Cups will be very individual. If you're in a committed relationship, well, Knight in Shining Armor, you might already have them, or a person that you see in that role or in that regard. So let's see. I'm using the Weaver Tarot. This is the Threads of Fate. I know it's kind of hard with the light. This is the Threads of Fate edition. And let's see if we can find out what this decision is that needs to be made or that we're thinking about making. Conqueror of Wands. This is the Page of Wands. Now, this particular deck is gender neutral, so there is no masculine or feminine energy necessarily associated with this particular deck. And the Page of Wands is a renewal. That's your decision. Do you renew the spark that you've got? Let's see if this is, let's see if we can get a little bit more on this one. But there's a renewal, a spark of creativity, a burst of creativity. The pages are usually the youth of the court card. So regardless of what gender the opposite gender or same gender that you are dealing with, there could be a spark or a message that sparks a renewal of some passion or desire. There we go. Okay. There's some double confirmations going on here. You've got the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords. This decision is really causing you a lot of stress and anxiety and worry. But here's another double confirmation. Once you make it, you're moving from rough water into calmer water. There's the Six of Swords again. So you're transitioning from a really tough period of time. You are going to have to call in a little bit of emotions and some softer feelings, but there is a decision going to be made, and this could come in the form of a message that ignites something within you to act and move forward. There's a lot of Wands energy here, so this is something that once it comes time to do, I'm going to guess with the Wands energy here and all the fire, this is going to be around the time of the full moon when this is happening. So that's May 26th. So I hope you enjoyed your reading. Please don't forget to pass this along to all of your Taurus friends, because whatever sign for the May monthly reading gets the most views and or interactions combined will get extra readings in June. And don't forget to subscribe so you get notified when this happens, as well as hitting that notification bell. And I will talk to you soon.